Bitcoin posed a challenge to the conventionally held beliefs and assumptions regarding the infrastructure of the financial services industry, which consisted of centralized entities like banks. It offered a decentralized payment system in which users were able to conduct direct transactions with one another while maintaining their anonymity. The Lightning Network in Bitcoin has recently emerged as a potentially fruitful solution to one of the challenging problems posed by the Bitcoin blockchain. Is Bitcoin susceptible to any kind of losses? One of the primary contributors to Bitcoin's demise was the cryptocurrency's meteoric rise in popularity. As the network became more sluggish and expensive to use, the weight of these factors increased. The Lightning Network is a second-layer solution to the problems that the Bitcoin blockchain is experiencing. This scales the capabilities of the blockchain by utilizing micropayment channels. The next post provides you with an in-depth video that serves as an introduction to the Bitcoin Lightning Network and helps you uncover essential aspects of it. What exactly is meant by the term the Bitcoin Lightning Network? The definition of a Lightning Network is the first thing you need to grasp before you can move on to understanding the best practices of utilizing the Bitcoin Lightning Network app. It is a second layer that has been placed on top of the Bitcoin blockchain to enable transactions that take place off-chain. The second layer is comprised of the various payment channels that are available to Bitcoin users. One way to think of the channel in the Lightning Network is as a technique for peer-to-peer transactions, in which users can receive or send money to one another. The scalability of Bitcoin blockchain transactions will improve significantly as a direct result of the introduction of the Lightning Network, which is the primary advantage of this development. The Lightning Network accomplishes its goals by facilitating the management of transactions on networks that are separate from the primary blockchain network. At the same time, the Bitcoin Lightning Network makes use of the robust cryptographic security benefits offered by the Bitcoin blockchain. This allows the Bitcoin Lightning Network to capitalize on the advantages of security. In what ways might users benefit from the Bitcoin Lightning Network? The vast majority of those looking for a Lightning Network token first need to gain an understanding of the importance of Bitcoin's Lightning Network. Scalability is one of the toughest obstacles standing in the way of the widespread adoption of Bitcoin. Blockchain networks might be able to handle billions of transactions per second if they receive support for improved scalability. The Lightning Network makes it possible for Bitcoin transactions to be validated off-chain, which reduces the transaction fees that consumers must pay. As a consequence of this, scaling solutions such as the Lightning Network give potentially fruitful opportunities for pursuing new use cases of Bitcoin. For instance, the capability of quick Bitcoin transactions could assist solve the age-old issue of purchasing your coffee with Bitcoin. This is a problem that has plagued cryptocurrency since its inception. Scaling solutions like the Lightning Network have the potential to help reduce Bitcoin's processing time while also lowering its associated energy expenses. The number of transactions that take place on the Lightning Network every second is not the sole signal for the scalability solution. You should also be aware that the Bitcoin Lightning Network is plagued with several drawbacks. The Lightning Network opens the door to the possibility of malicious assaults while also reducing the cost of routing. Miners shy away from less significant transactions because of the reduced fees associated with those transactions. As a result, traders are required to pay routing fees and wait for transaction confirmation. On the other side, hostile actors can immediately initiate and block payment channels, which can lead to congestion in the network as well as subsequent security breaches. The building blocks of the Lightning Network. The history of the Lightning Network is an important topic that must be covered in the introduction tutorial to the Lightning Crypto Scalability Network for the Bitcoin blockchain. In 2015, a research article that centered on the utilization of payment channels in Bitcoin brought to light the fundamental idea that would later become known as the Lightning Network. The Lightning Network was initially implemented as an off-chain protocol that supported a variety of payment mechanisms. This might make it possible for two parties to exchange value without the requirement for the trust to be established. Transactions between two parties do not contribute to congestion in the manner that payment channels exist off-chain and may be accessed independently of the blockchain. Off-chain channels are a solution that has been developed to address the scalability problem that the Bitcoin blockchain presents. Joseph Poon and Thaddeus Drija, two of the primary proponents of the Lightning Network, demonstrated that Bitcoin could successfully compete with conventional payment systems by processing around 8 gigabytes of transactions in a single block. On the other hand, the Bitcoin blockchain as it currently exists is quite a ways behind the standards necessary to achieve such performance. The maximum number of transactions that can be processed by Bitcoin in a single second is currently 7. In addition, manuals that explain the Lightning Network in depth will emphasize the 1 megabyte transaction limit that is placed on Bitcoin blocks. Off-chain payment channels, which are part of Lightning Network, could make it possible for the network to process smaller transactions without compromising its capacity or slowing it down. In 2016, Dryja and Poon laid the groundwork for what would later become the Lightning Network through their work with Lightning Labs. With the ultimate goal of reaching interoperability with the core Bitcoin network, the team was comprised of a large number of contributors at various times in time. It's interesting to note that the SegWit-based soft split that occurred on the Bitcoin blockchain in 2017 brought favorable developments for the Lightning Network project. The Bitcoin blockchain has just added more capacity, which enables it to accommodate multiple transactions within a single block. Most importantly, the SegWit-based fork made it possible to fix a flaw in the Bitcoin blockchain that allowed transactions to be altered after they had been confirmed. During the pre-launch testing of Bitcoin's Lightning Network, developers could build apps on the platform. The vast majority of applications built on Lightning Network were geared towards straightforward use cases like cryptocurrency wallets and online gambling platforms. The microtransactions functionality that is available on the Lightning Network could be utilized by the applications. In 2018, Lightning Labs accomplished the long-awaited deployment of the beta version of the Lightning Network on the manner of the Bitcoin blockchain. After that, the undertaking gained the support of well-known members of the public, such as Jack Dorsey. Putting in work on the Lightning Network. In a guide that explains how to utilize the Bitcoin Lightning Network, the list of necessary components would also include information regarding the operation of the network. The Lightning Network protocol accomplishes its function by establishing payment channels that are peer-to-peer between any two users or parties participating in a transaction. After the channel has been established, it can assist the parties in the exchange of any number of transactions at faster speeds and reduced costs. Users can rely on the Lightning Network, which functions as a one-of-a-kind little ledger, to make payments for a variety of more compact goods and services. The individual who starts the transaction is responsible for locking up a predetermined quantity of bitcoins in the Lightning Network. After that, the recipient would be able to construct invoices based on the quantities of the deposits made by the payer by their specifications. Adding Bitcoin constantly is another option for users looking to have an open channel. Transactions do not take place on the primary Bitcoin blockchain when two parties start and close payment channels. On the other hand, the Bitcoin blockchain is solely used to maintain the most recent information on off-chain transactions that take place on the Lightning Network. Those who are interested in purchasing Bitcoin Lightning Network tokens need to be aware that the protocol enables an infinite number of transactions to take place within payment channels. The Lightning Network allows for speedier transaction times because it eliminates the necessity for confirming transactions across all of the nodes that make up the Bitcoin mainnet. In addition to this, the nodes that make up the Lightning Network are equipped with the ability to route transactions. The nodes that make up the Lightning Network are produced by utilizing several different payment methods in conjunction with the associated parties. As a result, you could say that Lightning Network is the product of the merging of many payment methods. This is the end of today's video. Do you find it helpful? Must give your response in our comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos.